Still lots to cover with the whole Charlie Kirk saga, and this one takes the cake when it comes to this bizarro world and what is put on television programming. What you see here is the aunt of these two children, and her name is Tiffany Barker. And the two nieces, right here you have Mia Grant and Ellie Steele. And the media constantly pushing the propaganda, putting children on the spotlight on the world stage when this is completely obviously unnecessary. And these two look like something out of The Shining. Just, again, a very bizarre world was presented on television programming. Let's get right to it with this very strange interview conducted on ABC's Good Morning America.
We're joined now by Tiffany Barker and her nieces Elle Steele and Mia Grant, who were all in the audience yesterday afternoon. Thank you for joining us this morning. I know it's been a difficult day for all of you right now. And Tiffany, let me begin with you. Just tell us what you remember about the scene yesterday.
It was horrific. There was one shot that rang out, and everybody instantly looked around and then fell to the ground. People saw Charlie instantly get shot in the neck. And
I want to point this out real quickly. You see the audience at the whole scene in Utah, and it's not the largest crowd in the world. It's not a small crowd either. But at the same time, you should be able to identify the individuals that claim that they were there. If they're there, they should be seen, because it's going to be noted that one of the girls state they were 15 feet away from Charlie when this went down. So if anybody can spot them in the front row, that's where they should be if they're only 15 feet away. But nonetheless, I wanted to point that out, which is mentioned a bit later in this footage that's presented with the whole scene. Let's continue on.
Shot in the neck, and everybody fell to the ground, and then people started running and got run over. And I was with my family. We had 16 of us there, so 5 adults and like 11 children. And we instantly got separated. We're trying to find everybody, and we had amazing good Samaritans that grabbed kids. One took my niece and took her to her apartment.
Very strange to bring someone's niece, her niece, to an apartment. It kind of reminds me of that one event in the Northeast from years ago with the individual named Gene Rosen bringing children into his home after that event as well. Just very strange, very bizarre. Let's continue.
Somebody grabbed these two and my daughter and took them over to the tennis courts and stayed with them till I came. It was a super awful tragedy, and there were really good people that stood up and supported each other, and it was actually really powerful to see that.
Elle and Mia, I can't imagine how scared you must have been yesterday. What can you tell us about what you all remember? Elle, you go first.
So I remember hearing this thing. It was hard to know what it was, but then I saw it, and I saw blood everywhere, and it hit his artery, and then...
Just very bizarre. This child talking about an artery being hit. I mean, how old is this child? And specific information being released, being stated here, just, again, doesn't pass the smell test with all these type of events.
I fell to the ground. I covered my head with my hands, and then I just started saying a prayer, and then we all ran.
So instead of running first, she stood there and had a prayer. Then after the prayer was completed, then she started running. Something seems very off with that. Let's continue on.
And we ran away and then we met at the tennis courts, and we couldn't find anyone. It was just me, Mia, and then my other cousin Bella. And then we were calling everyone. We didn't know what to do, and then we finally met up with them, and it was just so scary.
Again, this well-spoken child, very young but very articulate for her age. And the names that are mentioned, Bella, like I've talked about so many times with the bell. Let me back up here momentarily. And again, looking at the name, it's pronounced L, but it's spelled like Ellie Steele. You flip over the E's, you get your Obviously, your dual 33 in plain sight. The L's are 3s as well. I mean, literally, this is full of coded 33s in plain sight. And her name is pronounced El. Find that interesting when it comes to Hebrew. El is God, just like Bella or Bel means Lord or Master. And the tennis courts are constantly being mentioned during the interview itself. And as I demonstrated in my Novak Djokovic video, specifically with this logo, when you turn it backwards, flip it around, it looks like Sinner. So just another aspect of the law of reversal in play. Let's continue on here. Moving forward to Mia Grant during this interview on, again, ABC News. And let's take a listen to what is said here with, again, Mia Grant as she speaks after El or Ellie.
I'm sure, Mia.
I remember that we were like 15 feet away.
I gotta stop right here. 15 feet away. So specific with the numbers. And again, like I showed earlier, if you're 15 feet away from what went down, where are the individuals that we see on the screen anywhere around here? We have to really zoom in here to get a good look. But they would be in this vicinity around here. It's hard to tell, obviously. There's different angles, but again, to say, 15 feet away, that number 15 for a young child, just really bizarre how specific and how the whole interview goes. But we'll continue on here. Once again, let me back up just here a tad and get back to the start of this. Again, where she mentions the number 15. I've covered the number 15 before. On the runic wheel, it is the cross.
I'm sure, Mia.
I remember that we were like 15 feet away, and I thought like the shot was like a firecracker or something. It just didn't seem real.
Firecracker didn't seem real. This is a constant over the years with these events.
After that, we went like behind where Charlie Kirk was, and then we were meeting up at the tennis courts and trying to find everyone and get everyone together. And Charlie Kirk was such a good guy. I'm gonna miss him so much. I've always watched all of his videos, and
I can't imagine what you all
America's
went
gonna miss Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and definitely this is not scripted. We can tell that by the reactions and the way they speak, the wording. Obviously, this is organic. Nothing suspicious whatsoever with the Aunt Tiffany Barker and these two young females. Give me a break. This whole thing is just bizarre, beyond bizarre, in this bizarro world.
John, chapter 9, verse 25. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see. Now I can see.